The jolly olden times of 16th century Scotland were renowned for having the best of everything. The finest diseases, the greatest wars, and who could forget the perfect amount of religious dogma-based torture that dominated the land as only they knew how. During these illustrious times, a young woman named Agnes went about her life as best she could. Agnes was adored by her tight-knit community, lovingly showered at every available opportunity with rocks and handfuls of detritus. Oh yes, her family and community held Agnes in such high regard they affectionately shouted the choicest Scots words across the street at her. Words so rare, one would risk demonetisation on YouTube nowadays, should those same words be uttered. Now, that's kindness. Indeed, they went to the not unremarkable effort of dislodging their most esophageal-lodged phlegm, which they copiously spat in her face and hair on the daily, because she was worth it. It was a shock to all, however, when Agnes decided it was time to move away to be with the love of her life, Sawney Bean. This newlywed couple made their beautiful new home in a spacious Ballantrae cave, where they spent their days taking long walks on the beach, romantic meals in the moonlight, and brutally murdering innocent locals together. It seems as if the couple had a bit too much in common. What started as a form of survival became a passion, as Sawney and Agnes formed a deep connection through their mutual love of robbing, killing and consuming human flesh. These cannibal romantics decided their midlife career change, they were both in their mid-14s after all, would be more efficient and fiercer if they partook in the night shift approach, awaiting to tear apart weary and unsuspecting travellers. Agnes and Sawney had the dream of every young heterosexual couple in love, to have a family consisting of 14 children and 32 grandchildren. Birthdays were an inconvenience. The Bean clan reached a total of 46, and all became creatures of the night, always outnumbering their victims. It was like any other night, searching for fresh meat for the ravenous clan to dig their teeth into, when an easy target approached, a horse carrying their takeaway dinner, or breakfast, on its back. Like a 16th century Uber Eats, but more neighbourly. Sorry, their humour stank almost as much as their rancid pustules. The women of the clan easily butchered the passenger, but to their horror, the rider somehow managed to fight back and flee. In all 25 years of operations, the Bean clan had never been outrun, but this was just the beginning of their gruesome end. The infamous legend of Sawney Bean has been passed down throughout British history. Whether the story was true or just told to spread hateful ideas about the Scots, we will never know. But either way, the story, like rancid pustules, can be somewhat difficult to digest. The human experience is inexorably saturated by a wide range of complex emotions, which can sometimes only be expressed with laughter. Some tales are so inconceivably brutal that we cannot fathom those events even taking place, leaving us with the only reaction we can muster, a nervous laugh. Even the idea of some feral, cannibalistic and one would assume incestuous family of Scots is so absurd that we automatically make a joke of it, though the reality of this is indescribably repugnant to us on a real-world level. Using humour to process difficult feelings during serious life events is a common and valid coping mechanism. Making jokes about our own trauma can be an integral part of our healing journey and bring us joy even in the darkest moments. But But when does humour in serious situations take it too far? We must be mindful of targeting others' suffering with comedy. It can hurt and offend, even if the intention was to cheer them up, make light of the event, or simply out of anxiety. Being able to laugh and see the funny side of dark folklore is sometimes the only way we can comprehend the brutality of those tales. Whilst cracking jokes at inappropriate situations can offer the laughter of relief and help others, we must ensure our intentions are never malicious or hateful. A good rule of thumb is to keep it in the family. Humour that is based on one's own community or social tribe is usually acceptable as an in-joke, but when you have not travelled in the shoes of another, or on the back of their 16th century Uber Eats horse, be aware you cannot know the suffering they've faced, and how your throwaway remarks can be received as hate speech.